He grew up with nothing resembling normal. No father in the picture, no fixed address, no guarantee that tomorrow would look anything like today. Just a mother, barely 16 years old, doing everything she could to hold things together. And sometimes it still wasn't enough. They moved from apartment to apartment. Sometimes they didn't have one at all. And yet, somehow, out of all that chaos, he didn't just survive, he built an empire. This is the story of how LeBron James went from sleeping on strangers' floors to becoming a billionaire. LeBron Raymond James was born on December 30th, 1984, in Akron, Ohio. Akron isn't the kind of place that makes the highlight reel. It's a working-class city that's seen better days. Factories that closed, neighborhoods that struggled, families that got by on faith and not much else. His mother, Gloria, was 16 when she had him. 16. Still a child herself, raising a child with no real support system around her. They moved constantly, sometimes staying with friends, sometimes staying with relatives. Sometimes the situation was too unstable to even call it a home. There was a period where LeBron had to go live with another family, the Walker family, just to have something resembling routine, a bed, meals, a place to be. For a lot of kids, that kind of instability breaks something inside of them. For LeBron, it lit something. That's where basketball entered the picture. Not as a dream at first, more like a lifeline. Because basketball gave him something money couldn't. Structure, a place to be every day, a coach who showed up, teammates who depended on him, a reason to get up in the morning, and a reason to push through when everything else felt uncertain. He took to it like it was the thing he was made for. By the time he hit high school at St. Vincent St. Mary in Akron, he wasn't just a good player. He wasn't even just a great player. He was a phenomenon. His games were being broadcast on ESPN. Scouts were flying in from across the country. Crowds of thousands were showing up, not to watch a high school team, to watch him. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 17 years old. The headline read, "The Chosen One." Most teenagers would crack under that kind of pressure. The expectations, the cameras, the weight of everyone projecting their hopes onto you. LeBron wore it like a crown. In 2003, he entered the NBA draft. No college, no warm-up, straight to the highest level of competition in the world. The Cleveland Cavaliers took him with the first overall pick, and the entire city held its breath. Here was a kid from Akron, their Akron, being handed the keys to the franchise at 18 years old. The pressure was almost inhuman. Entire franchises have been built around one player and collapsed. Entire careers have been derailed by that kind of expectation. Rookie year is supposed to be about learning, adjusting, figuring out your place. LeBron had no time for any of that. He averaged over 20 points, nearly 6 assists, and nearly 6 rebounds per game in his very first season. Rookie of the year, not a question, not even close. And then he just kept going. All-star appearances, MVP awards, finals appearances, championships. Year after year, he wasn't just meeting the expectations. He was rewriting what was possible. But here's the part that most people miss when they tell the LeBron story. While everyone was focused on what he was doing on the court, LeBron was quietly building something much bigger off it. He was studying, not just film, not just opponents' tendencies. He was studying business, studying power, studying how athletes, guys who made hundreds of millions of dollars, somehow ended up broke a few years after retirement. He saw the pattern, and he refused to repeat it. Early in his career, he signed with Nike, which fine. Every top athlete signs with Nike. But LeBron didn't just take the check and move on. He negotiated differently. He thought longer. He looked at what Michael Jordan had built with his Jordan brand and asked himself, why can't I have that? What started as a standard endorsement deal eventually evolved into something unprecedented, a lifetime partnership with Nike, reportedly worth over $1 billion. Not per year, total guaranteed value for life, for his name, his brand, his legacy. That deal alone made him one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet. But he didn't stop there, not even close. LeBron invested in Blaze Pizza when it was still a small, regional chain. He didn't just write a check. He became a brand ambassador, showed up, brought attention to it. The chain exploded. At one point, he owned over 17 locations himself. He co-founded Spring Hill Entertainment, a production and media company named after the apartment complex where he grew up.